Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening. This is BJ Betros, the host of the Boss's Office podcast, president and CEO of Central Texas Specialty Construction, and co-owner of First Class Seamless Gutters from right here in Central Texas. Being a long-term podcast host, I have been around the softwares, I've been around these different equipments, and today I'm going to be giving you a tutorial on how to set up your stream with this precise quality. This is going to be a tutorial with the Logitech C922 using OBS, and I'm also going to give you all a couple little tidbits on the exact equipment, my computer, everything that I'm running with, so that way you can get further acquainted with it and better be on the same page of what I'm running, if you're running some of the same components, and how to set them up, tweak them, and get them to the best quality, both for audio, visual, and how to move forward from there. So without further ado, let's dive right. So I've been podcasting for a good long while. I've used every other streaming software, and my highest recommendation is OBS. I consistently update it, and I've been using different softwares for long enough time to be able to familiarize myself with it. So I am running, as I said, OBS Studio. Sorry. OBS Studio. My webcam is a Logitech C922 1080p Pro. I have two microphones. I've got a guest mic over here, which is a newer, I don't know how to say it. I believe it's newer, N-E-E-W-E-R. That was a little bit of a tongue twister. N-E-E-W-E-R. N-E-E-W-E-R. This is the NW800 condenser microphone. I've got it plugged in down yonder to a 24 volt phantom power system. That is a single port, so it only compensates for one microphone, but the output, I had bought an aftermarket XLR to USB-C to plug into my computer dock. My main, this one, the one with the greatest sound, this is a Mercase Pro Audio cardioid microphone. It's got an echo setting, a reverb setting, and the volume setting. Of course, you can throw headphones into it, and this is as well a USB-C. I don't know what this, I think it's USB 3 to USB-C, but this came stock with the microphone. And this arm that I have here is the newer, it's the same brand as this microphone here, but this is the newer FreeFlow Pro Arm. Tell me how you like it sounds. Sometimes if you move it a specific angle, it springs instead of air. So it some angles, if I'm pushing it, it can sound a little funky. You can hear a spring pop, but all in all, it is a pretty solid machine. I am running everything on the frame of which is a Toshiba Protege. It is a laptop, but I have it on a Toshiba external hard drive, so that it enables more, it frees up more space, and both in storage, in capacity, and in USB auxiliary, all those, so on and so forth. It gives me a whole bunch of other different ports and options and ways to expand this laptop. The guts on the inside of this Toshiba Protege are not the original. I've upgraded the GPU. I've put another hard drive as well, and some other little tweaks and changes, the cooling fan, so on and so forth. And I don't know if I said it already, but I'm using an which is the Walmart brand Ultra 4K 35-inch LCD display. So with that little introduction on what I'm using, how I'm using it, how I've got it plugged into everything, let's dive into that now. So I'm going to kind of change this more or less into an overall tutorial on how to tie everything in together, especially this Logitech C922 1080p Pro, that's another tongue twister, webcam. That was one of the hardest things. If you look back on YouTube, honestly, I just recently figured out how to make this the highest quality. I have consistently updated my drivers, consistently updated the software, and it just turns out that I wasn't quite tweaking a couple of the things inside of Logitech G Hub. So, precursors. You are going to need to install the Logitech G Hub app, and also the Logitech Capture app. The Logitech Capture app is just the newer form of it, and it comes with the driver that you install. You got to go to logitech.com, download both G Hub and Capture, update your drivers, and then check back in with me. There's a really good tutorial on how exactly to update and set up your drivers. His channel is AWALL Digital. That's AWALL Digital. He gave a precise and perfect explanation. Oh goodness gracious. And really intro tutorial on how to download all those softwares, how to make sure your drivers for these specific Logitech cameras are set up, so that way you can get the highest quality. However, you're here with me, so now that you're back, I'm gonna take a little second, let you go over to his channel, install the drivers, install Logitech G Hub, and come back to me. Excellent. All right, now that you are back with me, we're going to dive into a couple of these settings that I have on here. So what we're going to do is go right into here, go into new camera mode, and it's not going to show my camera on screen because I'm currently broadcasting to you. So that should be completely normal. So in camera, I clicked off of autofocus, clicked off, went all the way down towards the lower half of the screen, towards the lower half of the bar rather, and then reselected autofocus. Exposure, you're going to want to keep that on auto rather, excuse me, and keep that at the same. You are going to want to keep your zoom at 100%. You don't want too much inclusion on your surroundings, or if you don't want too much inclusion on surroundings, you can bump that up, but I would only recommend staying within 100 to high end 175 to 200%. You just want to get a good bust shot, okay? You want to get from the really, the tits up, all right? That's about everything that you're going to want to see, as well as for your guests. The bust shot is the best. Now, after you've gotten those set up, you're going to want to come in here and create a new video filter. And pardon me, I'm in the way. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. God damn it. All right, so you are going to want to come in here to new video mode, pardon me, and go ahead and set this up. On the brightness, contrast, sharpness, white balance, and saturation, if you feel like you're getting a dead picture still, you can go ahead and bump those up 3 to 5%. I went to 52, 53, 53, and 51, and I left my white balance on auto just because that's just going to give you more life to the photo. It's going to give more life, or to the video rather, and it's going to give more of the color balance and kind of be able to update everything. If I'm bringing something close, you can see how it automatically pans to it, and coming back to me, that's on the exposure. And to keep that looking better, keep it looking clear, keep your skin tone up and the colors that you're wearing in contrast with the colors of your background, 3 to 5% in your brightness, your contrast, your sharpness. I left the white balance on auto at 50% and the saturation at 51%. So once you get all of those in place, you can go ahead and click that lock button, and that's going to lock your settings. And those are the only settings that I have recommended after you've updated your drivers, after you've updated Logitech G Hub, and made sure that your camera and its drivers, as said one more time, are up to date and running 1000%. So we can go ahead and close out of that. Right. And then let me go ahead and bring you to the settings in OBS Studio. Alrighty, let's bring these over here so y'all can so y'all can get the full-fledged. You can see everything that I'm seeing. So these are very, 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 very important settings that we're going to be messing with here, that we're going to be dealing with here, and it's going to be able to ensure you the correct quality. You really, on the general, it's not going to mean much. Okay, you can mess with these if you'd like to, but it really doesn't. None of these are going to affect anything. We're going to begin over here on output. Okay. You're going to want to make sure the default of your output mode is going to be simple. You're going to want to come up here and click advanced. Okay. Keep everything on audio track 1. You're going to want to go into your encoder. Okay. If you're running an NVIDIA, use the NVIDIA. If you are not running an NVIDIA, use X264. Okay. You want your rate control to be CBR. You want to get up your bit rates. You want to get as close to 4 grand, anywhere between 3,500 and 4,000 kbps. You're going to want to use that. Do not use custom buffer size. You want your keyframe interval at 0. Your CPU usage, if you're running an NVIDIA, it's going to be the highest setting. But if you are not running it, if you're running your X264, run it very fast, high profile, and tune it to film. You're going to want to come down to the bottom after you've entered all of those settings and click apply. Do not select OK yet. We are not done in here in the settings. Like I said, click apply only. Do not yet click OK. You're going to then, in the output, sorry, I've clicked off, go to the recording tab. Okay. One more time, it's going to default into the simple settings. You're going to want to click on the advanced, type standard. I use MP4 or MOV. Some people are going to want to fight me. Fuck off. Okay. I use MP4. Makes everything savable, and then it also allows me to easier transfer this from my computer to my iPad, which I do all of my video editing on. I do not edit on my computer. This is not going to be an editing for podcasts. This is simply going to be how I set up these settings moving forwards. I use MOV or MP4 if you plan on offloading your videos, your recordings to an external device to edit and upload, okay? Keep everything on audio track 1. Encoder, one more time, X264. If you're using an NVIDIA, use the NVIDIA. If you are not, X264. Do not click rescale output. You're going to want to come down here to the very bottom. One more time, rate control. Keep it at CBR. Bit rate. Jump that bitch up to 5,200, 5,300. You want to go in between 5,000 and 10,000 here. That's going to keep everything up to date, up to quality, and sync together very well and nice. Do not use a custom buffer size. Keyframe, once again, 0. CPU usage, very fast, high, and film for your tune. If you're using the NVIDIA chip, then you will see NVIDIA here, and it will be a couple different settings. You're going to use it on the highest setting. One more time, click apply. Do not yet click OK. Jump on over to the audio. Yes, we're going to do audio. Yeah, okay. Who doesn't want the clearest and most beautiful sound? You want to hear your voice coming through, and you want it to be nice and clear, okay? So, audio bitrate on every single one of your tracks, you're going to want to bump that up to 320. Thank me later. That's all you need to know. One more time, click apply. Do not click OK. One more time, we're going to come into the audio. Disable, on top of those things we just did, disable all of these tracks. 1, so it doesn't confuse you, and 2, so whenever you select and add your microphone into OBS, it does not overlay sound. You don't want your computer also, if you have a microphone in your computer, mine does because it's a laptop, you do not want that catching audio, your webcam catching audio, and your microphone catching audio all at the same time. It's going to sound layered, it's going to sound weird, and it's not going to be good. Peak meter type, sample peak, I use fast decay rate. Everything else is on default. Click apply, and once more, do not click OK yet. Now, here's how you're going to get the beautiful, amazing, sexy quality of these web cameras, right? You're going to want to go to 1280 by 720 on both your base, your output, your downscale filter match resolution, and you want your frames per second to be at 30. If you're gaming, go to 60, but this at 30 does very well, very nice. And as you can see, I can kind of bounce around and it keeps everything nice and clean. Click apply. And at this point, you can now click OK. So let me come back into here. Let me bump you over. And let me show y'all. Now that you have everything updated, drivers and all, and you have those precise cameras, you have those precise camera settings set up, now it's time to add your face into this sexy son of a bitch. So what we're going to do, come into here. You're going to go and select video capture device. You're going to add existing and select OK. Now, what you're going to be seeing and what you're going to be saying is, BJ, what the fuck, dude? Why are you lying to me? My screen is so big. So we just made your Logitech camera capture 1280p, okay, the highest quality that it can by 720. We're going to go ahead and scale her down. So you're going to want to click in here. Sorry, right click. Select your screen. Right click. Transform. Bit to screen. And looky here. Now, in all of your glory, back at you again. So to get the quality of audio that I have, if you have a condenser microphone and if you like to move around, you scoot things around, whatever, you want the best audio, you want it to capture your voice and only your voice, you don't want any background noise or anything that doesn't want to be inputted into the microphone, follow these motherfucking steps here. We're going to go into your audio input capture device. Select it. Down here, select properties. Pardon me. Add a plus. God damn it. So now, to get your audio as poppin' and as beautiful as you would like it to be, and only get the input that you want, select your audio input capture. Select filters. Now, all I use is a noise suppressor, blah, blah, blah. I use a noise suppression filter and a noise gate filter. Let me explain to you a couple of things about this audio mixer quick, fast, and how to read it, okay? Let's zoom her on in. No. No. Pardon me. Of course this thing likes to... There we go. Okay, got you nice front and center. Disregard all the stuff underneath. So, what you want to do here on OBS is hang out in this yellow. You want to hang out in the yellow here, okay? This is where it's going to capture the best audio. If you go into the red, it's going to get some pops and some pits, and you're going to skip. And if you go into the green, people are going to have to turn up their headphones. So in order to maintain the best quality, you're going to want to hang out right here in this yellow. You can barely venture over into the red if you need to, just like occasionally, and the pops will catch that. Also, the noise gate will catch that, and the sound suppression will help you out. But you want to edit your settings, and you want to adjust your microphone. So like right here, my microphone's turned up way too far. I'm cutting out, I'm pitting, it sounds like shit. Adjust your microphone both on its actual settings on the physical microphone itself, as well as here. I wanted to go full time, bump that shit all the way up, and then I can edit it on my microphone, or tweak the volume on the physical microphone itself to keep right here in this yellow bar. Okay, that's the yellow bar theory. So to maintain that with your noise gate, you want to have your noise gate hang out right here So if, like I said, if we zoom in quite a bit, I want it to open up at about 27 decibels. That's right in between here. That is the threshold of green and yellow, okay? So I want it to open up right there at 27, and I don't want it to catch anything under 27 decibels. You might have picked that up. If you did, cool. If you didn't, that's why this works. I snapped a couple times off camera just to give you all a little update. And you can see the snaps. I don't know if you can hear them. Those little jumps were snaps. On the noise suppression, it's nice and easy. I chose Arnon noise. It's good quality, but more CPU usage, but the CPU can handle it. And since I only am going to use this for live recordings, or recording rather, and not broadcasting for the most part, this is where you should hang out at. So thank you for spending thank you for spending a little bit of time with me at the Boss Office Podcast. Thank you for listening to that tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were informed, if anything. And now you get to look and sound like the Boss Office Podcast or any other good podcast that you like to watch. Here pretty soon, we're going to be transitioning finally into the new studio. We had to make some final changes, and I wanted it to be absolutely perfect. So that way, when I finally moved from my executive office, the podcast, so that way when I finally move the podcast from my executive office from here into the boss's office, which is going to be the boss's office studio, and it actually is the office that I use currently. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did find it good, if you find it helpful, informative, whatever, if you learned something, if you hated it, let me know. Leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and if you want to see the funnier side of me, the side of me that doesn't bro-splain things, then follow along at the Boss Office Podcast. Subscribe, leave a like on that. We post good content, I promise. I'm not just saying that. I mean, I'm being genuine. This isn't my full-time job, but I would like to make it more of just part-time, okay? I'm a business owner, so to support us, to support the podcast, and to support the tutorial, if you would like more, if you want me to go more in depth, or if you need a better explanation of it, AWOL Digital does a very good job of explaining to you how to set up specifically your Logitech C922 ProStream 1080p camera, and really all of the Logitech webcams. Those are going to be the parameters that set you up for the most success. So, thank you one more time. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know how everything went, and thank you. We'll see you on the flip side, or maybe at the Wednesday morning meetings that we have at the Boss Office Podcast. Check me out, link in the description, so you can get on the email list, so that way you can join, be in the Monday morning meetings, and improve your business, your small business, grow it, your big business, market it further, whatever you'd like to do. It's more or less a workshop. Anyway, thank you. This has been the tutorial. Have a good one.